I beat you guys here this time, didn't I? Dave in Kentucky here for a shave. We're going to compare 3 razors, the original Gibbs and a couple copies or dupes, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not huge on adjustable razors, but I loved the Gibbs. Had a mint one case and everything, and I let that go, and it went for stupid money on eBay. I couldn't believe what it went for, more than double what I expected. Anyway, I picked up a user grade one from Gus Glazeboker. Thanks, Gus. And I just love that razor. It's smooth through from 1 all the way up through 6. It doesn't matter. The blade gap, very smooth. Anyway, I've had the various ones, or shaved with the various ones that people have tried to copy because of this, how famous the razor is for it being a great one. And I have spare handles that Clouds, thank you Claudio, South Africa made. This is the original handle. I also have a copper one and then a brass one that gives me a little more length to it. I tell you that because I'm not shaving with all 3 that I have today. I'm just going to use the Gibbs today and give you my thoughts as this past several days I've used each of them. This one is the Yaqi Final Cut, and again, Clouds, Claudio had made me a handle. It gives it more heft, a little bit more length, as you can see, than the original, and makes it comfortable. Great shave. And then I also have the Heritage Collection Gibbs, and I got that with the anodized aluminum black handle, which more closely mimics the original. Alright, so the debacle, if you didn't see my last video, I guess a little over a week ago, feel free to go check that out. In the end, the tablet that I use for a camera had flipped down, and must have affected something, because when I went to hit the button to end it, I'm tapping it, wouldn't kill it. I finally just had to flop the lid closed on the tablet, which the magnetic thing shuts it down. Fortunately, the video was there and it got posted, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check out my previous one. Woke up today to an enormous whitehead here. Scratched the top off of that, trying to let the oils out of it, so just let you know that won't be the razor's fault. So the one difference you'll find in these razors is on these, that stays connected on the Heritage, as well as the Yaqi. Okay. Others that have been out there, I've owned the Pearl Flexi, very, very heavy. It's like a tank. You have what are the others? Rex Emporium. You have the Rex Ambassador. I used that on a pass around. I didn't care for that one. It was a little rough for me. The console was another story, which was a slight slant. And then there's the Home-like shave. Tega? And I think I used that in the past round, but I can't remember. Maybe not. Anyway, the difference is the Gibbs has a barrel handle like 3-piece razors from Gillette. It comes out and comes off. Okay. The problem that everyone's making these remakes is they want to use modern blades because of these tabs that prevent you from putting a modern blade on there. They also make an alignment things 3D printed that pop into these. It helps you align it when you clip the ends off of it. I found that adds to it changes the dimensions and so forth of the blade angle and so forth. So it's kind of like you're up a gap in number versus what you would be. I'm going to show you what I do. It's not complicated to have a blade and get it ready. Blade, scissors, and I'm going to hold it down here, but basically I'm just going to nip off around where the number is. That's the sharp part of the blade, Dave, be careful. Alright, so just about there. Try not to step on that later. Turn it around and get the other side. There you go. Let me see if I can find that. I hope that didn't go in my coffee. Anyway, once you've flipped both of those off, as you can see, the blade will fit in there. Put that on. It almost lines up on its own. If you need to, you can use your fingernail. Kind of hold it where you want. And that's lined up. Holding it with my fingers there. Put the barrel on. You're good to go. That's how hard it is to modify a blade for a Gibbs. Let me see if I can find those two pieces of metal. There's one. Right on the register. And I'll step on the other later with bare feet. Okay, so as far as the numbers are concerned, here we are over 6 minutes. It's going to be a longer video, obviously, trying to compare 3 razors. This one will spin around to 6, past it, past the 1, past the 2, past the 3, past the 4. So over 10 is what you're getting on the dial and opening it up. The Heritage, and of course that starts on 1. The Heritage is on 6. There were some problems with that. You probably saw my other video. If you haven't, there are fixes for if yours is on the N instead. It's a matter of just flipping the base plate. But anyway, it starts at 6 and they're saying call that 0. That's not how the original is. We'll see in a minute. But in any case, it's on 6, spins around, comes to 6 again and just past 6 a little bit. So basically you have the 6 adjustments. So they got that right. It just starts before the 1. Now on the Gibbs, you may not see it because my red thing, little ball is missing. I'll need to put something there, but it's right at the 1 there. That's as far as it goes. And as you spin it, it goes around and it stops just past the 6. That's what the original does. That's what it should do. We're going to place this thing on 4, which is where I generally use it. Set those aside for now. Soap we're using today, Kentucky Rain. It has a rose, bourbon, and leather scent. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's from Sir Henry's Sundries. Great new release that he has out. Typical performance that he's known for. We've got the matching splash to use as well. I have a Semogue limited edition brush soaking here, so let's set that aside and wet our face real quick. Let's get the shave going and I'll talk about, first of all, 7-ounce tub and loaded to the top. Day 21 for my no buy. I still have made no purchases this year. There is some talk on the forum that Dave has fallen off of the wagon. You know, I paid for yesterday when it was released a product that was going to be released back in October, I believe. I'd committed to it then. I had asked the owner of Frank of Ethos to set aside the 3 products for me, and in case it was going to sell out very quickly, which it tends to do sometimes. He said yes, and I'll let you know how to pay me and when. So I'm committed to that, and that was on October 19th. I have the email. Anyway, followed through with that. And some are saying, oh yeah, you making excuses. Whatever. Dave is still going to stick with his no buy. That was a commitment made that I'm following through with. Clean the soap off the sides of the tub here. Oh no, I've put water in there. Some say I'm a bad steward for the hobby now. Oh well. To each their own. Been at this over 17 years. I may have soaps that old too. Still have scent, still fine. Could I get one to go bad? Perhaps. It's possible. Not worried about it. So my shaves with the razors, I get a good shave out of all three of the ones that I have. I hold on to, I mean the Yaqi is like what, $28. What's the resale value, right? I mean, that's why it's still here. I'll have it as long as I want to, or until I end up piffing it to somebody. I've got much more into it, at least another 50 or whatever with shipping and everything from South Africa for the brass handle that was made for it. Then you have the Heritage collection, which I think is, I don't know, like $57 or something. Very well priced. Shaves out of all of them are very good. Just giving you the facts up front. Great shaves from all of them. Still prefer the original Gibbs for me. I don't have a problem adjusting or modifying the blade, as you can see there. I should heat the, let's heat up that steel of the blade. Smooth as butter. The scent on the soap, as I mentioned, 3 scent notes are rose, don't be scared, bourbon, and leather. The rose is there, but it's very subtle. And of course that's a play on things because it's Kentucky, right? Run for the roses with the derby, bourbon, obviously, and leather from the horse saddles. So predominantly I get a slightly sweet bourbon and leather scent with just a hint of the rose there. So I'm not a huge rose fan. I know some are, nothing wrong with that. They're just not a favorite of mine, but I love this scent. Dominic he did a great job with getting the scent down, took his time on it. I recommend you check him out. Get this or one of his other products. Sir Henry's is known to be a great product. You don't see him highlighted as much. Shave of the days and things. It's an economical one. I put it in there with like sterling. And just a great product that gets lost with all the boutique artisans. So, Excuse me. I know I'm flipping back and forth. So the razors. So back to the razors and thinking about them. Which one should I get, Dave? Well, I don't know. I mean, the console was what? Almost $400, $300 and some dollars maybe. Gibbs's are crazy. I paid $75 for this one. Great deal from a great member, as I mentioned. It wasn't a special deal to me. He popped it up on buy, sell, trade, and timing was just perfect. I saw it and got it. It is user grade, but it looks good enough for me. I need to add the red to the numbers. I need to add the little ball to it. Figure out something to add that. And our white head is opened up there. There's always the Pearl Flexi. Very reasonably priced. Used to be able to get it for like 50 something, 60 bucks, I forget. If it's more than that, you could catch one on a buy, sell, trade usually. Home Like One, if it's in stock, is not cheap either. So a lot of times people are narrowed down to the Yaqi or the Heritage Collection if you're not going to get an original Gibbs. Which would you choose between those, Dave? Let me get a rinse. As I said, they both shave very nicely. I didn't care for the very light chrome handle on the Yaqi. That's why I had the one made, brass. I prefer, actually, between the two of those, I would get the Heritage. Do I think it's worth the extra 20 some or $30? Yeah, I do. Would you? I don't know. You can buy them both and compare them. But if you're asking me, that's what I would do. I should have said this is a Wizamet blade, sorry. Just as smooth as could be. If I put it on 6, it would be just as smooth as it is on 4 right now. I could check, make sure it's still on 4. Can't see until I get the soap off it. I'm trying not to bump that dial. Yep, still on 4. I think that Heritage Collection, and I apologize, I forget the gentleman's name. You can let me know down below. Caught myself there where I did the other day. Anyway, he did a much better job taking his time and getting it as similar to the Gibbs as he could. And for the money, it's a great buy. So that's my recommendation if you're not going to get an original. And again, those are just Dave's thoughts. I'm not compensated in any way. Let's hit that spot. Not bleeding there, didn't feel that, but felt like I grabbed that spot from yesterday. Anyway, not compensated at all by anybody. I purchased all of my own gear and stuff. Before 2023 started, I did. All right, so there's my thoughts on those 3 razors. I hope it helped you if you're kind of looking at these. I mean, they've been out for a while now. You may have already decided what you're doing for yourself by now. Let me clean my brush. But someone had in the comments asked me to make a comparison of those, and I've been meaning to get to it. My apologies, it took a little while, but just doing a video every week or so. Let me get a towel strap here. There's a Semogue. It's a tortoise shell. It's not going to show up with the lighting here. Number 16 out of 100, limited edition from the Shave Nook. A buy-sell trade purchase from some time ago. Not too long ago, but again, 2022, not 2023. I know there's people teasing me about, let's try not to knock this down. The tablet sits here. There's a wire coming out of this corner that goes down and across the sink and into the wall on this side. So if I happen to bump this wire, you go tumbling. But we have a pretty good record of it not happening. I mean, with all the videos I've done, it's happened maybe twice. No suction cup, it just sits on the shelf there. All right, so I feel like I've already succeeded with this no-buy. I've gotten past that feeling of, ooh, you know, and buy something like, oh no, I was doing a no purchase this year. I was going to attempt to. And just sometimes it's just mindless that you make purchases. But if you pause and think, I've got to the point now, I'm beyond that initial stage. I'm even past the shakes and the withdrawal. And I think about it, it's like, yeah, that'd be nice, but you know, down the road, maybe I'm gonna stick to my guns on this or whatever. Like I said, the other thing was a commitment I made before the year started. Technically, it was paid for this year, but anyway, you can see that how you want. If people want to feel like I failed and I'm not in it, that's fine. I'm going to continue to make no purchases going forward. The fact that I'm at day 21 and I'm not, I'm very happy with that. I feel like I'm succeeding and I'm going to continue to succeed. Are you trying to do a no-buy? Go ahead and comment about it below. Are you still wildly making purchases and enjoying it? Good for you. Hey, everybody should do what they want to do. I hope you're having a great day. There's the shave for today. Check out Sir Henry's. I should hit it with the splash now too. If I remember correctly, I don't need a whole lot of this. Got a nice restrictor there. I think this feels a little oily to me going on, but it absorbs in very nicely. That's why Dave has that shiny look. I like shiny things. Where are we at? 24 minutes. We got to end it, buddy. You, buddy. It's just an expression here. Anyway, check out Sir Henry's. The Kentucky Rain especially is a favorite of mine. I know Sandalwood is a favorite. Quartet. I mean, he's got a bunch of stuff. So check out what he has. Reasonably priced. Great products. There's my thoughts on the razors. I hope you have a great day. Be kind, be safe, and we'll see you on the forums.